Okay, so this guide is going to be all about the best way of gaining ranks with one of the major factions. Let's break this down into two parts. There's the major factions and then there's the minor factions. Now, gaining ranks with the major factions gains you all kinds of perks, including access to ships such as the Imperial Clipper, the Federal Dropship, and also it gives you the ability to get into certain systems by gaining system permits. Most of them are tied to a certain rank. So what is the best way of doing that? The best way, obviously you can't gain reputation directly with the major factions, so what you need to do is find minor factions that are aligned with the particular major faction you want. In my case it's the Empire. I've come to a system called Aethi, and in Aethi we have 3 sub-factions that are aligned with the Empire. I'm doing missions for them and gaining reputation. Let's go through the missions that are the best. Okay, the best type of missions that gain you the most reputation are the hunting missions, the assassination missions, this reticule here. The next best are the ones such as this, such as a reputation gain. You want to just do those because they gain you a lot of reputation. And actually the very best ones, if you ever get a chance to see one, are the ones from the Chief Medical Officer. If the station you're at is aligned with the major faction you want, in my case this is Pacheco City is actually aligned with the Empire because it's aligned with Aethi General Incorporated. Then by taking that mission and doing that, I will gain massive amounts of reputation. I'm already allied with them, so it's not going to help me that much, but it will actually contribute a lot towards the Empire. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the hunting missions. I'm going to take one hunting mission actually. I'm going to take the expensive one because it's going to be harder, and I'm going to take the food mission. I'm not going to show you how to do that, you know how to do that, but that is the general guide. You need to take anything that involves a reputation gain. Okay, actually no, I'm not going to take it, and let me explain why. It's a very important piece of information. As you gain reputation with the sub-factions, you gain additional reputation with the major faction as a result. But once you become allied with a sub-faction, no matter what you do for them, you're only going to be contributing very minor reputation to the major faction, so you might as well stop there. The goal that you should be setting for yourself is to become allied with as many minor factions as possible, not just sticking with one faction constantly. Once you gain allied with it, stop and find another faction, either in the same system or in a different system. Okay, that is basically how you rank up, but let me just remind you that the best way is to do assassination missions, and if you're lucky, Chief Medical Officer missions, which come very rarely. I'm going to outfit my ASP. I'm just going to add that there are 2 more things that gain you lots of reputation with a specific minor faction. Lots of reputation. So you want to maybe think about doing this. Firstly, if you're a bounty hunter, then handing in bounties to that specific faction. If you're hunting people that are wanted by that specific faction, when you hand in those bounties you gain reputation. So if you sit at a resource extraction site or a nav point or a conflict zone or something where you gain loads and loads of bounties all the time for a particular faction, and you just have fun and that's your favourite way to play, then great. Just make sure you hand it into that faction, and you'll gain loads of reputation. Another way is to hand in exploration data. If you're an explorer and you've just come back from a long trip, don't just go to the nearest place that you want to sell it. That is silly. You can almost definitely survive if you're careful enough and go to a different station, and that station will be based on who you want to gain reputation with. So if you want to become allied with someone, sell them data. just bear in mind that to become allied with a particular faction, you want to sell about 5.5 million credits worth of data, and that should get you from 0 to allied. So spread it out. If you've been on a very long trip, you can spread it out between a number of factions. And for bounty hunting, about 2 million credits worth of bounties should get you allied. That's what I've heard anyway, but I could be wrong. Okay, so stay tuned for that next video, which will be up on Wednesday, and it will show you how to do one of these assassination missions, which are probably the best ways